I would wake up all the time and it felt like my days were all meshed together. I would wake up, start scrolling on YouTube a little bit, and then eventually I would waste the whole day away procrastinating on something that I should have done months ago. And the combining factor, the one factor that was in every one of those days, was the fact that I didn't have a morning routine. Or scratch that, I had a morning routine, but it was a horrible morning routine. I needed a miracle routine to get me out of that place that I was in. My old routine used to consist of me sleeping in until 11 a.m., 12 p.m., and then only then rolling out of bed and starting to scroll on YouTube, not even brushing my teeth or eating breakfast or anything like that. The first thing I would do is I would open up my iPad or my phone and start scrolling, slowly scrolling on YouTube. That was the first thing I needed to get rid of. And that's actually the first part of the miracle morning. Get rid of your phone just in the morning. Get rid of it. Lock it behind a cupboard or just find some way for yourself to not use it in the morning. Personally, this was putting it in another room. I don't even think about my phone because it's either on the other side of my room for my alarm or it's in a completely different room than what I am in. So I don't think about it. And so I don't have the urge to start scrolling on my phone because I don't even think about it. So that's the first thing. And even if you just get this one thing, you'll make it so much easier for yourself. Stop scrolling in the morning. If you want to scroll at least in the evening or the afternoon. Leave your morning pure. Leave it untouched. And I want to tell you why your morning matters so much. Because you might think that it's just a woo-woo, another nice habit you want to put on, but no. Your morning matters because it starts your day off with a kind of vibe or an energy. Like you carry that energy that you have in the morning throughout the whole rest of the day. So if you start off your day horrible, like you're crying and, well, I don't know, like you get heartbroken or something, the whole rest of the day is going to have that kind of mood, that kind of energy with it. The same applies to procrastination. If you immediately start scrolling on your phone, then the whole rest of the day is almost tainted by the fact that you already started your day off wrong. But this can also work to your advantage. You can make sure to have at least a productive morning, and after that, that productive energy, that productive vibe carries on throughout your whole rest of the day. Isn't that awesome? Just one simple change, just maybe 1 hour in the morning can make it so that for the whole rest of the day you procrastinate that much less. That's the power of a morning routine. Now, for the actual things to have in the morning routine, that you already have the basic principle, don't look at your phone, but the first thing I would put in is a sort of exercise. Some kind of exercise, any kind of exercise you could even think of. It could be walking around your block, it could be running, it could be weightlifting, it could be CrossFit. Find something that you actually like and do it. Because this not only sets a little accomplishment in your brain that, yeah, I did it, but it also just makes you feel good. I have never had it where I worked out and afterwards I felt bad about myself and I wanted to start procrastinating. I have never had that. Never in my life. Every single time that I've worked out, I felt amazing. And for the rest of the day, I kept that amazing feeling with myself. You don't procrastinate when you feel amazing. You procrastinate when you feel stressed out or scared of something. Whenever you feel amazing or happy, you don't suddenly whip out your phone and start scrolling on TikTok. You want to be in that mood. You want to stay in that energy. And that's what working out does for me. Personally, I work out with weightlifting. So I have some weights in my room and I bring them out in the morning and I just lift them up, put them back down. Not too difficult. Second thing is some kind of disciplining activity. So by this I mean the first one was physical, right? You had to work out your body and you tire yourself out physically. But you also need to work your mind. You can't have a weak mind but a strong body, because procrastination is all mind. Your mind matters more than you think, especially in terms of discipline. Personally, I use cold showers for this. I use cold showers because I don't feel like doing it. I don't like 9 times out of 10. I don't want to get into that cold shower. Feel that burn, that cold burn that you feel in the cold shower. I don't want to feel that burn, and yet every day I step up to the bathroom, and yet I do it anyway. That shows your brain that today is your discipline day. Call me wacko, but that energy really does matter. Even just showing your brain that, yes, I did something disciplined today, you carry that momentum of discipline throughout your whole day. So whenever you don't feel like doing something, you have that energy with you that you already did something unpleasant today. Might as well keep it going. And all that is well and good, but without actually working on something, it's like a bandit who sets up an ambush and yet he never actually follows through on the ambush. He just sits and waits. The third thing that you need to implement to actually use the other two is some kind of work or action, or just one thing that you could do to actually use that positive energy. For me, this is recording videos. I record videos right after I exercise and after I cold shower. I am in my peak state right now. My mind is fired up, all my synapses are firing. I am in the zone making this video right now. And even just the other two that I mentioned, the first two, they help immediately. You'll feel the difference. But without this one, you don't really get anything immediate for your trouble. You still feel better, but you want something to show what you're capable of with the other two. It's like I mentioned earlier, the bandit who sets up an ambush, does all this extra work just to never actually do anything with it. You need some kind of action, and it could be something so small that you might not even think it's even that much. I used to record videos for 5 minutes a day. I do it for about an hour now, but only 5 minutes a day isn't much. And yet that's what I kept doing over and over again. You can start small. You can always grow up from there, but start small. Now that you know what you need to do, the next step is to actually decide what to do. Because it all sounds well and good, but right now, pause the video. Just trust me, pause the video. Pick one of the things that you could do tomorrow. You could decide to go for a walk. You could decide to read a book in the morning. You don't really like reading, but you could try to force yourself. Find one of those things and think of a really small thing that you could do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be big. Make it small so that you actually end up doing it. The last thing I want to leave you off in this video with is that your morning routine is like gambling. You're gambling for your life. You're gambling for the results you get in your life, right? And the game is the morning routine. But unlike gambling, you get to choose your odds. If you have a perfect morning routine, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a great day. But there's always that 10% chance that you might dip down and actually end up having a bad day. But the opposite is true with a horrible morning routine. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a horrible day. But there's always that little tiny 10% chance that you might actually end up having a good day from it. But the only difference from a morning routine and gambling is that in gambling, the house always wins, or almost always wins. But with your morning routine, you get to decide everything. You get to choose your own odds.